Imagine feeling like you're running the same broken campaign over and over. You launch it with fire, but somewhere along the way, the spark dies out. The audience just doesn't bite. Your message gets lost in the noise or worse. They see right through it, like something is missing. You've tried every channel, every trick, every new tool. Still, the climb feels steeper, the results dimmer, and inside, frustration grows into a burning doubt. Why am I not breaking through? Why does success slip right past my fingers no matter what I do? This isn't just about marketing failings. It's about the weight that drags on every leader, every founder who dares to build something new. It's that quiet ache of invisibility, the pain of being misunderstood, the sense that the world's system wasn't built for those who refuse to fit in. The problem isn't your hustle, your creativity, or your grit. It's your connection to the missing pulse underneath the surface of every campaign. The ingredient that's the difference between screaming into the void and commanding an undeniable presence. You feel it deep down, the frustration that well-crafted messages don't spark action, that the best practices playbook only gets you so far. That what's advertised as freedom, freedom to create, to inspire, to lead, is often just an illusion. Behind the curtain of every campaign lies something far more powerful, something most marketers ignore because it's too raw, too real, too uncomfortable to measure or optimize. And that something is connection, not just to clients or customers, but connection in the truest sense, wild, vital, brutally honest connection to the core of human desire, pain, and identity. Too many campaigns dance around it. They try to sell convenience, status, or fleeting emotion. But anyone who's done real work building something knows this. People don't engage with products. They engage with feelings. They engage with purpose. They engage with a story so alive that it pulls them in and won't let go. Not because it's flashy or clever, but because it hits a nerve they couldn't even name. The missing ingredient is not just inside the campaign. It's inside the campaign builder. And here's the harsh truth. If the campaign isn't alive with that fierce authenticity, it's dead on arrival. This isn't about following some new tactic or cramming in the latest buzzword. It's about embodying the very essence of what makes your mission undeniable, the raw, restless fire that refuses all comfort. The kind of fire that shatters assumptions and keeps asking, what if the truth is not what they told us? What if the system we follow is holding us back from what's real? What if we have to stop pretending and start burning it all down to build something that actually lasts? This is the power waiting under the surface. Every campaign that taps into it doesn't have to scream for attention, because it commands it through sheer presence. It moves people out of their everyday numbness and forces them to remember who they are. It's not about tricking people. It's about breaking through the fog of everyday noise and hitting that nerve where desire, fear, hope, and truth collide all at once. Here's what most don't get. The connection you build in your campaign must be more than transactional. It must be tribal. It must link the souls of those who see this fire and feel it blazing inside them too. Imagine tuning every message to not just the target audience as a demographic, but to the few, the rare ones who don't conform, who refuse mediocrity, who burn like you do. What if the missing ingredient is the courage to stop trying to appeal to everyone, and instead build campaigns that only the awakened few could recognize as speaking directly to them? Because mass appeal is a mirage. Real power lives in the edges, the outliers, the rebels, the radical makers who are done bending to what's safe and expected. No algorithm, no ad spend, no clever headline can replace that kind of magnetism born from raw, unfiltered alignment with those rare souls. Now, what does this look like in practice? How do you build that connection? Start by ripping every cliché out of your campaign. Any phrase that sounds like it was copied from 1,000 competitors, gone. Any promise that's vague or safe, gone. Replace it with brutal honesty about the struggle your audience faces. Not comfortable pain, but the deep, gnawing kind that keeps them awake. Speak to their rage, their disgust with the system that's supposed to serve them, but only traps them in mediocrity. Then, show them a glimpse of the world as it could be, where they matter, where their vision isn't just another post in the feed, but a rallying cry for transformation. Don't ask for their loyalty. Demand their courage to stand with you. Invite them to a movement that makes the old reality shake, because this is not about products or services. It's about creating a space where the misfits, the misunderstood, and the rare find each other and ignite something bigger than any single story. And here's the kicker. Synergy is everything. No one builds revolutions alone. Your campaign must be a portal, not just to your message, but to connection with other brilliant, fierce minds who reject the ordinary and choose to become exceptional together. Align not with the many, but with the few who burn as you do. Craft every word, every visual, every call to action with that tribal spark in mind. Then watch as your campaign transcends marketing and becomes a living force. Here is where the real transformation hides. When you stop trying to be liked by everyone and start building for those who are starving for realness. Those who see the cracks in the system and are ready not just to play the game differently, but to rewrite the rules entirely. Safe is the killer. Comfort is the cage. Now is the moment to be brutal with your own choices. To strip away all the fluff and face the raw truth. Campaigns that don't channel this wild, authentic connection are doomed to be background noise. And you're not here to be noise. Not here to follow the crowd. Not here to be comfortable. Not here to be another forgettable campaign in a sea of empty promises. You're here to lead, to inspire. To build a bridge between the unique fire inside you and the few who need it like air. The systemic lies that promise freedom but deliver chains cannot hold you. The illusions of equality and comfort that have numbed the world can't hold fire. And fire, that pure human force, burns through all boundaries, all borders, all false realities. That's your weapon, your truth, your missing ingredient. It isn't something you add last minute to your pitch. It's what you must embody from start to finish. It's letting go of every rule that tells you to tone down your truth in pursuit of a mass audience. It's commanding attention through presence, not pushiness. When your campaign pulses with your undiluted conviction, your refusal to settle, your unbending resolve to build what's next, it doesn't feel like marketing. It feels like a riot, a movement, a gathering of those who refuse the system's freebies and want to forge new paths, the few who dare. And in that group, that network, every campaign becomes a nucleus of transformation. Connections form organically, allies rise, the power of collective radical minds multiplies. You don't just market products anymore. You become a signal fire for liberation for those who are ready to leave the ordinary behind. No lie, no fluff, no false promises. Just real talk for real builders. Now think about your next campaign. Imagine if, before pressing send, you ask yourself one brutal question. Does this campaign connect ferociously with the wild core of those I want to reach? Or am I just throwing out another ad, hoping for scraps? That question alone changes everything. Because when you design campaigns with that kind of fierce connection, you tap into a force that no algorithm, no budget, and no hype can replicate. It's the human fire that refuses to be controlled or tamed. This is the missing ingredient in every campaign. Ferocious, unfiltered connection to the rare individuals who are ready to break through every limit. Your campaign will not just speak, it will roar. It will create not customers but allies, not clicks but believers, not attention but movement. And once you step into this truth, the impossible turns real. Because the science of marketing is less about techniques and more about making people feel seen, alive, and called to something bigger than themselves. This hidden pulse, the one that stirs them from passive scrolling to fierce action, is what you unlock when you stop playing by the rules and start owning your raw, untamed vision. This is your call to stop settling for easy trends and start crafting campaigns that shake the world, not subtly, but by setting fire to the old scripts and lighting the next chapter on blaze. It's about being less marketer and more rebel, less follower and more leader, less noise and more signal. The missing ingredient has been right in front of you the whole time. It's the courage to be radically authentic, to embrace the tension of being misunderstood, and to tap into the fierce community of those who reject the ordinary just like you. So don't chase clicks or cheap validation. Chase thunderous impact. Build a campaign that doesn't just ask for attention, but demands it. Build a campaign not for everyone, but for the few who dare to join you. Because in connecting ferociously with the rare, your marketing stops being a game and becomes a revolution. And in that revolution, everything changes. You become unstoppable, undeniable, and unforgettable.